The art of lying, only when it truly matters. Let's not sugarcoat it. Most people who lie are awful at it. Their lies are as transparent as glass, flimsy and devoid of thought. They lie about trivial, meaningless things, as if the sheer volume of lies will somehow make them appear more interesting or important. They craft elaborate stories about fake successes, exaggerated relationships, or imaginary adventures, hoping to impress those around them. But here's the catch. The harder they try, the more obvious it becomes. Their desperation leaks through every word, and before they know it, their credibility is shattered like a mirror dropped from 10 stories up. The real tragedy isn't just that they get caught. It's that they destroy their reputation in the process. When someone catches you lying, they don't just lose faith in that one story. They begin to question everything you've ever said and will ever say. The damage to trust is irreversible. And let's be clear, once you're known as a liar, it's almost impossible to change that perception. Even when you speak the truth, people will doubt you. They'll second-guess your words, replaying your past lies in their minds. That's the ultimate cost of careless dishonesty. It strips you of your integrity, your honor, and your voice. The folly of the chronic liar. Chronic liars dig their own graves with every falsehood they speak. They lie so frequently and about such insignificant matters that they lose track of their own stories. They boast about imaginary wealth, relationships they've never had, and accomplishments they'll never achieve, all in a desperate attempt to fill the void inside them. It's almost painful to watch. These people don't realize that their lies don't elevate them, they diminish them. Instead of admiration, they earn scorn and ridicule. And here's the kicker. Most of the time, the people around chronic liars know they're lying. They humor them, letting them spin their tales, but not out of kindness, out of mockery. They wait to see just how far the liar will go, how deep they'll dig their hole. Behind the smiles and polite nods are silent judgments. And when the truth finally comes out, the liar doesn't just lose face. They lose respect, credibility, and their place in the social circle. Chronic lying isn't just exhausting, it's self-destructive. Each lie they tell chips away at their integrity until there's nothing left but a hollow shell. The more they lie, the less people trust them, and eventually they become nothing more than a cautionary tale, a living example of what not to do. But the truth is, this downward spiral is entirely avoidable. It begins with restraint and ends with purpose. When to lie, the rare and noble exception. Lying isn't inherently wrong. It's a tool, like a hammer or a blade. In the hands of a skilled craftsman, it can build or protect. But in the hands of a fool, it destroys everything it touches. The key is knowing when and why to lie. A wise man doesn't lie to inflate his ego or seek approval. He lies only when the truth would do more harm than good, and even then, he does so sparingly and with purpose. Take the example of lying to your mother about the dangers of your job. Let's say you're working as a guard on a ship navigating pirate-infested waters. Telling her the truth would only cause her unnecessary worry and sleepless nights. Instead, you lie. Not to deceive her, but to protect her peace of mind. This is a lie born out of love and care, not vanity or cowardice. This kind of lie is rare and deliberate. It's not something you resort to lightly, and it's not something you use often. But when the situation calls for it, this kind of lie can preserve relationships, protect feelings, and maintain harmony. It's not about manipulation. It's about serving a higher purpose. And because you lie so rarely, your sincerity in other matters strengthens the believability of your lie. It's a paradox, but it works. The less you lie, the more effective your lies become. The strength in controlled honesty. Your word should be your bond. When you speak, People should listen, not because you're loud, but because you've proven over time that your words carry weight. That weight comes from a foundation of honesty, tempered by wisdom. Controlled honesty means knowing when to reveal the truth, when to hold it back, and when to bend it ever so slightly for the greater good. Take this example. When someone asks how you're doing, your default response should be, "I'm doing well." Even if your life feels like it's crumbling, even if you're carrying burdens that would break a lesser man, you don't need to unload your struggles onto others. Why? Because your problems are yours to solve. Sharing them indiscriminately doesn't bring solutions. It brings pity. And pity is the last thing a strong man should ever seek. Controlled honesty isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything's perfect. It's about projecting resilience. It's about showing the world that no matter what's happening beneath the surface, you're steady, composed, and in control. That kind of composure earns respect. People admire those who can weather storms without broadcasting their struggles. And when you do choose to share the truth, people will listen, knowing that your words aren't spoken lightly. Lying for approval is a fool's game. The moment you start lying for approval, you've surrendered your power. You've handed over control of your life to others, letting their opinions dictate your words and actions. It's a pathetic way to live, chasing validation from people who likely don't even matter in the grand scheme of things. Approval-seeking lies are the easiest to spot because they're riddled with insecurity. Whether it's exaggerating your accomplishments, fabricating relationships, or boasting about imaginary wealth, these lies scream desperation. And desperation is the antithesis of respect. People might smile and nod, but deep down, they see you for what you are, a fraud seeking their approval. Here's the hard truth. People respect authenticity, even when it's imperfect. They'd rather hear an honest, messy truth than a polished, hollow lie. The moment you compromise your integrity for the sake of approval, you lose the very thing that could have earned you respect in the first place. Instead of admiration, you earn pity, or worse, disdain. The solution? Live for yourself. Speak the truth when it matters, and if you must lie, make sure it's for a reason that aligns with your values. Never lie to elevate yourself in someone else's eyes. Your worth doesn't come from their approval. It comes from within. Mastering the balance. The art of lying is exactly that, an art. It requires precision, control, and an unwavering commitment to integrity. It's not about being deceptive. It's about being strategic. Every word you speak should serve a purpose, whether that purpose is to reveal the truth, protect someone you love, or maintain peace in a situation that demands it. Don't waste your words on trivial, meaningless lies. Let your honesty be your default setting. Let your reputation be one of unwavering integrity. And when the time comes to lie, do so sparingly, strategically, and with intention. A well-placed lie wielded by a man who rarely lies is a powerful tool. It can protect, preserve, and even strengthen relationships. In a world filled with noise and empty boasts, be the exception. Be the man whose words are trusted, whose actions align with his values, and whose presence commands respect. Control your narrative, own your truth, and remember this: the man who controls his words controls his world.